from Tegucigalpa in Honduras. Welcome to Scotiabank Concacaf League. It's round of 16 action and perhaps the best matchup of them all in the opening round. It's Olympia of Honduras taking on Liga Alajuelense of Costa Rica. Hello and welcome. A wonderful crowd filing in to the stadium tonight. There is high expectation as this may be the best possible draw for the fans. Well, for these two sides, one would think it's a disappointing draw. These are two heavyweights. Both could be considered a favorite in this tournament. Whoever goes on from here very well may be the favorite of the 8 teams that remain. But in this round of 16, the two have to face off in the opening round as the two teams have entered into the tunnel. Olympia in the white jerseys on the left, the black and red of Alajuelense. As these two sides prepare for a rematch, the 18th meeting between these two very historic clubs in their respective countries. For Olympia, they have made each Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League since the format changed, but this, the first Scotiabank CONCACAF League, their first appearance, and a chance to make a mark in an entirely new tournament. Well, Alajuelense, a team that arrives as the best non-champion in terms of aggregate record in the 2016-17 season from Costa Rica, equally make their first appearance in this, the inaugural Scotiabank CONCACAF League. But between these two sides tonight, there is plenty of CONCACAF history, plenty of international squabbles. We'll find out over the course of the next 2 hours which side will be on the front foot when it goes back to Costa Rica in just 7 short days. It's all smiles, all laughs right now in the tunnel. The mood may well sour in just 5 to 10 minutes time when this game finally does kick off. But right now, Pablo Gabas on the right-hand side, the captain for this Alajuelense side, is in a rather jovial mood. So too are the fans in Honduras. 78 degrees in Tegucigalpa tonight. There's a decent chance of rain in the forecast and winds just 9 miles per hour. It's going to be a loud and raucous atmosphere tonight. No surprise at all. In just 7 days, Estadio Alejandro Morera Soto will be equally jovial, equally excited. These two sides play a home-and-home with a spot in the quarterfinals of Scotiabank CONCACAF League on the line. Well, this Honduran side, Olympia, which has brought so many domestic titles to Honduras, their capital city, they bring international glory. They come from a tunnel beneath the stadium into Estadio Andino and begin their long walk. Beginning of a new tournament for two sides whose history among the less paralleled in this region. And tonight in Scotiabank CONCACAF League, perhaps the best matchup of the round of 16. Perhaps one of the best matchups we'll see in this tournament's entirety. And the draw very kind to the fans at home, offering this mouth-watering appetizer in the round of 16 before moving closer and closer toward crowning a champion. It's the home side of Honduras, Olympia, the 30-time champion, taking on Costa Rica's Liga Deportiva Alajuelense in round of 16 action in Scotiabank CONCACAF League tonight. The teams shake hands. Still smiles for now. Alajuelense on the road, walking by the Olympia side. That's very much sending their best 11, their starting group, out onto the field tonight in hopes of coming away with a good result in the opening leg. And here are the lineups they do send for Olympia. They don't make many changes from their most recent game in league play. A 1-0 win on Saturday. Carlos Mejia, the only player who drops out of the starting lineup. Josely is one of the great goal scorers of this Olympia side. Escobar will be the man between the posts. And Alexander Lopez had a tremendous Gold Cup for Honduras. He's the man who pulls the strings in the midfield for Carlos Restrepo's side. Two teams that know CONCACAF competition so well, but this a historic photo in that it's the first in Scotiabank CONCACAF League for both Alajuelense and Olympia. The captains rush out. Pablo Gabas on the right. Carlo Josely on the left. Mario Escobar explains the rules. Coin toss complete. Those the officials tonight. William Torres of El Salvador, Douglas Bermudez on the opposite touchline. Joel Aguilar, also of El Salvador, the fourth official. Meanwhile, for La Liga of Costa Rica tonight, this is very much a lineup that looks different than what they put out in the 3-0 win over Grecia in their most recent game in the Primera Division. Benito Floro sending out this group. They knew they would need to make a change in goal. Patrick Pemberton unavailable due to suspension from previous CONCACAF event. Mauricio Vargas is the man between the posts. Gabas is the captain for this group, and all eyes on number 19, Jonathan McDonald, who struggled at times in the most recent tournament. He proved to have the goal-scoring touch tonight. Seymour Johnson also makes an important international debut for this La Liga side. On defense. Fantastic crowd tonight. Fantastic occasion. Olympia, Alajuelense underway in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Steered by Kevin Hernandez. Alajuelense on the ball now. Lopez bounces to Rodas. And there he goes. Rodas to big cheers from this very partisan Honduran crowd. 18th meeting between the two sides. Alajuelense leads 6 wins to 4, 7 draws in the mix. Perhaps the most notable round they played in the 1988 CONCACAF Cup semifinal. Olympia did advance 2-1 in the end. Andres Quijada, first season with Olympia. Third new face to enter this Olympia side over the offseason. Chirinos, the only change in the starting 11 in the most recent league game. Garrido dropping back, and Escobar to his right. Stripped away from Lopez. Garrido. Return, it's Alex Lopez. Through ball, flag stays down. Early chance for Olympia. It's a goal! ending 2 minutes. It's the captain, Kosli, 1-0. It's a dream start for Olympia. Able to stay on side. Egging on this crowd. Third minute, what a start. Was he behind that back line? Well, it's as good a question as you could ask. Renos kept his run going and allowed Kosli to get the shot through. Right through the legs of Vargas. Carlos Restrepo's side is off to a tremendous start. Well, chance now to go the other way. McDonald, Valle. Keta. Good away from Chirinos. Valle, one of the changes in this order, 9th year. This Costa Rican side. Tobias. Kosli. Well, attack on now for Wright. Valle lost it. Now Alex Lopez continuing the attack to Hernandez. He flips to the ground. Lacios pass taken by Alajuelense. McDonald tried to dummy it through instead for Valle. Luqueta. Luqueta takes over again. Well, coming into the game, Alajuelense said depends what the manager wants. Could be a more reserved game, or perhaps they try and surprise Olympia. More of a focused pressing attack. It's very possible that now that they've conceded a goal to Olympia, their focus will turn. We're making sure they leave with at least an away goal, if not a result, by the end of the night. Foul behind the midfield line. Chirinos and Jonathan McDonald bumping into one another. Escobar back to his goal. Rodas over the ball, waiting to kick away. His side the early 1-0 advantage. Headed by Kosli. Down to Gabas. Now Alajuelense crossing midfield. And there's the foul. Looked like they tried to play advantage. It simply wasn't there. Well, Arias and Garrido eventually tied up. On the restart, McDonald. Played back by Chirinos. Battle toward the touchline, a throw. Alajuelense. Cut taken away by Rodas. Crossfield pass that Lopez brought down to Hernandez. Ball over the top, Cosley on the turn now, and will allow it out. A corner to Olympia. He's been tremendous, the captain in the early going for Olympia. The early goal, of course. They're able to finagle a corner. Lopez. Collision worthy of a foul. Bit difficult in the early going for Vargas. The one opportunity that Olympia had, a true breakaway. Really not a lot he could have done to give himself a better chance against Olympia's leading goal scorer in a one-on-one scenario. McDonald still chasing. There's Escobar. Hernandez on the ball again. McDonald shoving at the back of the defender. Closely the target again. Heads it backward. Rojas. Closely on the turn, edge of the area. Keeps the ball. There's the cross. And reach the target. Backstopped by Olympia. All the pressure in the early going. Hernandez. No, it'll be Lopez. Hernandez, the overlapping run. Lopez again. Lopez look to pull the trigger. Now he does! Off the crossbar. Don't give him space. Lopez, one of the great sharpshooters in Concacaf. He brings it to his right, a dipping ball. All Olympia in the opening 11 minutes. Garrido. Chirinos. Postle's back pass taken by Arias. Lopez. Off of Hernandez. Two go shoulder to shoulder. Hernandez toward the touchline, wins the throw for Olympia. This Olympia crowd only emboldened by their early success at Andino Stadium in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. The home side, a 1-0 advantage garnered in the 3rd minute. Closely back. Hernandez. Escobar now with Olympia since 2001. On the ground, Valle. Right. Lost it. McDonald playing it back. Arias to his left. Now Alajuelense, ball toward the net. Karams toward the goalkeeper, and Escobar is on it. Arias creating a bit in this Alajuelense midfield. Benito Floro, 65 years old, the head man for Alajuelense, former manager for Real Madrid in the mid-90s. Hernandez drives it off Brian Lopez, supposedly being looked at on the touchline. Hernandez taken by Brian Lopez. Made his debut with the club in their league game at the end of July over the weekend. Served across the box, headed down toward McDonald and cleared before it got there. Wright heading up to serve the second ball. Throw to Luqueta. Gabas. McDonald, and now it's the volley that's off frame. That would have been spectacular. Luis Miguel Valle. Watch how it just falls right to his foot. Had the distance measured about right, but the coordinates were off. Throw for Olympia. Chirinos. Tobias there. Slip to him again. Tobias ball. Karams back, stripped away. Chirinos toward the byline. Heavy challenge in the area. It is a correctly ruled corner kick. Seymour Johnson with a big sliding challenge in the box to dispossess. Now Vargas may be under pressure again in the 16th minute. Alexander Lopez. First ball won. Off of Tobias there. Ball to Alajuelense. Lopez off that goal kick, brought down by Rojas. Rushing into the picture, Garrido. Garrido now stepping away from pressure, Rojas. Rojas driving. Tobias backstopping and won the foul for Olympia. fantastic start for Olympia. 3rd-minute goal. Now into the 18th. And a crowd that continues to surge into the stadium shortly after kickoff. Pressure coming for Lopez. Throw for the Costa Rican roadside, and Meneses started 43 times last year. That's the most he had in any Primera Division season of his career. McDonald skip pass. Deflected down. Garrido forward to Chirinos, who can throw. Mostly went down, mentioned he had previously come off the field for medical attention, but he is back on now. 13 in white. Bouncing ball, McDonald. Donald initially keeping it despite multiple players around him, and the long ball for Kostley is out for a throw. Luqueta, signed in May, a trialist who won a contract with Alajuelense in preseason. McDonald trying to fight through, wins the foul. Using his tremendous strength. Barrel through. Dinjan Arias. And they make this difficult now for Escobar. Arias, who just did debut over the weekend against Grecia. Arias swings in the ball, bounces back toward McDonald, launched downfield. Akahata. That would have been into an offside position, so it bounces to Escobar. '21st minute and a 1-0 lead for Olympia. Flicked backwards. Kostley, goal scorer and the captain for this group. Stripped away. Luqueta forced the turnover. He himself stripped at midfield. Taken up by Garrido. And now over the top, Rojas. Chipped over the top, this time on the right. Ball in for Kostley. Won by Scott. Second ball winds up the left now. Tobias all the way. Slides down. Referee never moved a muscle. Alajuelense with the ball, trailing by a goal. Wasted possession to Escobar. Steered back. Could be a bit of trouble here. Tobias, classy pass. Finds Rodas. And the foul moves Olympia back toward the midfield line. Well, this is a mixed group from the manager. Benito Floro making some heavy squad rotation changes in total. Just 5 starters from the weekend, starting for Alajuelense on the road. And that's a heavy challenge, right? Obviously committing the foul, and now the discussion is whether or not there's additional punishment to come. Torino's the one who had to pick up that knock. Chance now for Olympia, much closer to the goal line. It's Rodas, experience with the national team of Honduras in Gold Cup, the Olympic team, and the U20s. 27 years old. Rodas drives the free kick. Ball knocked across. It's Hernandez. He put it in. Kevin Hernandez makes it 2-0 to Olympia. Absolute pandemonium in Tegucigalpa. It's a tremendous start. Right off the training ground, nobody there. And Hernandez on the second header, playing it in. Rodas finding his target. Hernandez sneaking it just inside the post. Carlos Restrepo, arms outstretched. What a moment for Hernandez. Alajuelense needs to make sure this doesn't get away. Alex Lopez said it's going to be a tricky second leg in Costa Rica. They needed to come away with the first point. Right now they've come away with the first 2 goals. Alajuelense with an away goal could very well change the momentum entirely. But for now, what a mind-bending experience it's been. Olympia really on the front foot. That looked like a handball. It goes without whistle. Taken away from Tobias. Johnson, a little bit of trouble there. Rolled out of the line of McDonald. Skips toward McDonald. McDonald got a touch in, and now forces the turnover. Through the legs and the foul. Tobias. Well, there wasn't all that much contact there, but it was a nice piece of movement there. Rinos is walking away, protesting just a bit longer. John Arias looking to try and float a ball in that could put Alajuelense back within 1. This opening leg Round of 16 action in Scotiabank Concacaf League. Arias does drive that cross. It's off the top of the net. Wasn't a bad thought. There's your first goal scorer, 3rd minute. Costly. Then, just over 20 minutes later, Hernandez, the defender, scoring off a set piece. Studs exposed. Foul conceded. Second leg just a week away, but for Olympia, they've done really well to get out in front here. The opening half an hour. What is the heavyweight bout of the round of 16 in Scotiabank Concacaf League. For Costly. Luqueta got tripped up a bit, helped up by Quijada. And spins out of play. Away from right. "21 starts last year for Escobar. Did miss 5 games with a broken cheekbone. Really took over in the Clausura season, where they won the regular season but fell in the playoffs to Honduras Progreso, who are also in this tournament, who eventually fell to Motagua, who also calls this stadium home in Honduras. A throw at the half-hour mark for Alajuelense. Johnny Palacios. Hernandez, the second goal scorer, the Honduran side, Olympia. Hernandez drops back. McDonald giving chase. Ball for Costly, that's perfectly dropped in front of him. He couldn't corral it though. At the halfway line, rolled to Valle. But not enough to spring right. Chirinos did not get it through. Valle could find his 300th appearance in the Primera Division at some point this season. Ball for right. Bowled over Jose Tobias. He's got strength and size. And cleaned out Tobias, all of 5'10". You think back, 3rd minute, what a start for Olympia. Through the legs of Vargas. Perfectly taken. Carlo Costly, who scored 19 times last year. 35 years old, scoring just another big goal in this stadium for a Honduran side. Bit of a vagabond, Costly, and yet his goal-scoring acumen among the best in Honduras national team history. Put it away before Chirinos got there. Well won. Chirinos driving in. Could it be another for Olympia? Ball is deflected across. Coastly nearly had another. McDonald steering it. Alajuelense off on the break. Luqueta for McDonald. And a foul committed by Gabas. It really didn't look like all that much. The initial view. But enough. Trying to break through this back line again. Hernandez, wow, the cross, Chirinos. Chested to the goalkeeper, Vargas. Pablo Gabas now. Luqueta over the top, right, it's offside. Right, first season this side just leaning offside. And near side player, Jose Tobias quite nearly allowed him on. Play advantage. Back pass, Tejada. Doris. Olympia, they want to play. Ball kicked out. Hernandez for Olympia is signaling that he wants a card. Lopez, the player who is down. Look at what happened there. That, the initial play, drew the ire of the official. That Coastly go down. Skips to Johnson. Looking for a whistle, it never came. Coastly forcing the ball out of play. Hernandez all the way back. Jonas Escobar. Olympia, the greatest goal-scoring team in Honduras last year. 47 goals, led Liga Nacional in the Clausura campaign. They've picked up right where they left off. It's the 1-0 win on the weekend. They've come out firing. Concacaf League against Alajuelense. Is the response near? McDonald, drop pass, foul. Garrido. Garrido simply sweeping the ankles out. This is shooting range. Pablo Gabas will put the ball down. He be the one to strike? Question that remains. Meneses on the left. Arias, the deep man, on the left now. Will it be Arias? Will it be Gabas? It's Gabas. Swung it outside of the post. Now Gabas looking to dip that down. Thirty-ninth minute. Cosley tried to force the ricochet outside to Chirinos. Here's the player who went down. Garrido. Cosley getting behind, tripping over the ball from Rojas. Pushed out again by Tobias. And the whistle and maybe some late action too. Gabas still down. Garrido patting him on the back. It's that initial play and then the late little toe poke toward Gabas. McDonald and Wright were running downfield. Hernandez. Gabas. In Honduras, Olympia on the front foot, a 2-0 lead. Alajuelense looking for something before halftime. Instead, it's off to the races. Long ball played. Cosley trying to get behind. Official kept his whistle. And now a chance to counter the other way. For Alajuelense. Stepping through Palacios. And the whistle. Alexander Lopez. Jaw. Hanging down, the official is separating everybody. McDonald surrounded by a half dozen white jerseys. They are pointing over to the near touchline for some medical assistance. Arias, who took that initial high kick. They'll bring on the stretcher. Well, that does look like rather serious pain. 3 minutes before halftime. It looks like Hernandez. Well, the initial foul was conceded to Alajuelense. And a chance for Alajuelense. Olympia playing with 10 men due to the injury. Headed back toward midfield. Played up the right. Opportunity for Chirinos, and the save by Vargas. Chirinos has covered a ton of ground tonight. Nearly rewarded for it. McDonald. Gabos. Arias. Arias again. Valle. Service for right, cut out. Snap down toward Luqueta. Gabas collecting again for Alajuelense. Right, brought that down. And Wright earns a corner for Alajuelense in the 45th minute. Unfamiliar territory. 1 minute of added time in this opening half. John Arias. McDonald. McDonald serves it back across. Held by Escobar. First half stoppage time. At the midway point of that 1 minute. Whistle against Olympia. And it's halftime. The cheers say it all in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Olympia leaving Alajuelense shell-shocked after 45 minutes. 2-goal lead, and now they must regroup if they're to come away with a result. Hernandez in the 25th, Costly in the 3rd, and Olympia is off to a dream start in Scotiabank Concacaf League round of 16 action. First half highlights from Scotiabank Concacaf League. Round of 16 action, Alajuelense and Olympia. What would be in store in Honduras in the opening leg? And from the early going, Lopez helping to orchestrate, playing closely through, driving into the area, sneaking it by, right through the legs of Vargas. An incredible start for the Honduran side. Shocking Alajuelense out of the gate in the 3rd minute. Supposedly one of the great scorers in the Honduran national team. And in his first Scotiabank Concacaf League game, a roaring start. 1-0 after 3 minutes complete. They continue to put pressure in. This Lopez off the crossbar, dipping down. Vargas may well have had it covered. It's a tremendous effort. This one of the better chances for Alajuelense in the early going. A ball across the face of goal and ultimately took a deflection and came to the near post. Continuing on, long-range effort off frame as McDonald setting it up. Valle off target. This from Arias, bouncing back. McDonald couldn't get there in time. The clearance is on point. As Palacios driving it away. And this in the 25th minute. The cross setting up Hernandez. 25th minute. Nobody marking him. The closest man was Jamison Scott, but simply could not get in front of him and make it any more difficult. He snaps the header inside the post. And Carlos Restrepo's side is up 2-0. Alajuelense, a late opportunity in the first half, past the half-hour mark. A header that skids off the top of the netting, and it continued on for Olympia. This time, Chirinos driving in. And a chance to double for Kosli, couldn't do it. Right before halftime, a driven ball by Gabas. Up and over the left side of the bar. A chance for a third again. Lopez, Chirinos, slid out from behind, got the shot away, but could not get it by Vargas. And this in the final couple minutes of the opening half. Rare service from McDonald. The looping header falls and is handled by Escobar, who's held a clean sheet through 45 minutes complete. Those are highlights from Scotiabank Concacaf League round of 16, leg 1, Olympia and Alajuelense. Here are the first half statistics between these two sides. Olympia with the possession advantage, and perhaps most telling, 2 shots on target, and they both count on the scoreline. 2-0. It was a physical opening half. 8 fouls apiece, but nothing malicious. No cards between the sides. Olympia's got goals in the 3rd and the 25th. Kosli and Hernandez. And after 45 minutes complete at halftime, it's Olympia 2, Alajuelense 0.
Búscanos como Concacaf en Facebook.
Halftime complete in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Can you believe what Olympia has done through 45 minutes? The expectation was that they would come out and try and establish themselves before the second leg. We knew that there would be a very partisan, excited crowd to greet Olympia in their home stadium. But the fact that they came out with a third-minute goal and followed that with a 25th-minute goal, while Alajuelense really struggled to find their feet at all in a series that's always been so hotly contested. A bit surprising. But this Olympia side at home, always one of the best teams in Honduras, always one of the most strong, outgoing teams in Concacaf. And in this Scotiabank Concacaf League matchup, it's been all Olympia. Will that continue through in the game's final 45? Into the second half. Olympia, will they finish off this opening round, opening leg win over Alajuelense? Will the Costa Rican side find something to hang their hat on as they head back to Costa Rica with the rematch just 7 days away? Throw for the men in white, the home side, Olympia. Twice they've won the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Throw coming for Kevin Hernandez, who was injured late in the first half, but will continue on, having scored the go-ahead goal in the 25th. McDonald sliding down. Mostly tried to turn. He did commit the foul. All smiles. 35 years old from San Pedro Sula. And no surprise that he picked up that foul. No surprise his reaction. His 11th professional team. And he started with Platense for 5 years, then 4 years in Poland. Since then, he's bounced around. A year here, 2 years there. In Olympia, he has found a second wind. Last year, his goal-scoring acumen just tremendous. Racing by. This is well done by Rojas. Couldn't spring Chirinos. Up down by Valle. Meneses. Right, drop pass. McDonald now. McDonald fouled. Great positioning now for Alajuelense. Well, McDonald pushed from behind Palacios, who has been physical as necessary tonight to try and slow down the great goal scorer of Alajuelense. Palacios with Olympia going back to 2006. Man in the middle for this group. Alajuelense, a side that's without a couple of their biggest scorers tonight. No Jose Luis Cordero, no Guevara, no Gutierrez. Scored a great goal from about this distance in the run of play in their most recent game. Arias on the left. Fired by Gabas right into the wall. Gabas gets it again. Flips the ball toward McDonald. Trying to turn the corner. Over right. Bit of a shove from Hernandez, and Brian Lopez lost control. Lopez, who scored 18 times in the last 3 years, making his debut with Alajuelense the weekend. They made a bunch of changes Everyone knew Pemberton would not start. Breaking by the defense, it's Vargas out to get it. And in Pemberton's stead, Pemberton really impressive in Gold Cup. Also out due to suspension in this matchup. Alexander Lopez, overlapping run, Hernandez, sliding challenge by Lopez. Throw coming for Kevin Hernandez. The 21-year-old has already scored in the contest. Hernandez could have, should have done better there. No surprise that Olympia is holding their own and then some in this game. 2-0 lead 5 minutes into the second half. They played in every single Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League season over the last 11 years, the only one to do so. And in this first Scotiabank Concacaf League game, they've been great. Before Arias could get the shot away, it was slid away from his foot. Kostley is offside. Giants, these two. Maybe favorites in this tournament. Frustration. Brian Lopez. Moving into Kevin Hernandez. Momentum taking them the other way. Mostly tried to sneak by. Belongs to Mauricio Vargas. Bouncing ball for Rojas. Rojas ran in and took down Jamison Scott. Rinos couldn't take it back for Olympia. Continuing up the side, Valle bounces down for McDonald. Wright was arriving. The ball cleared. Excellent for Olympia to continue the attack. Kostley is on the run. Vargas slides out. Kostley continuing to throw his arms up to this crowd in Honduras. Wright gives chase. Clearance that hops. Meneses. Lopez. Meneses tried to run up the left. Advantage was played. Push from behind. Attack on now for Alajuelense. Alex Lopez is dispossessed. And back now for Jamison Scott. Johnson. 2-0 to Olympia. 3rd minute, 25th minute. Kostley followed by Hernandez. Hit by Arias. Escobar. Bouncing ball. Those have been a bit of a trouble spot tonight for Alajuelense. Times it feels like Olympia a bit more well-versed with the surface. Ball's bouncing toward the back line. Times have been a bit difficult. Right this time, holding down his mark. Tobias. And that's enough for the man who was just fouled. Jose Tobias is off. And it's on with Ever Alvarado. Did play in Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League this time a year ago with Sporting Kansas City of Major League Soccer in the United States. He's on loan from Olympia. Alvarado makes his Scotiabank Concacaf League debut tonight. One does wonder if Alajuelense overplayed their hand tonight, going on the road, rotating so many starters, so many key pieces not available. What a pass, Cosley, excellent save. Best work thus far from Mauricio Vargas. The drop pass from Rojas. Now Lopez. Now Alexander Lopez, in swinger, punched away by Vargas, and the half volley lines wide. Changed the other way. It's an offensive move, that's for sure. Wright really struggled to do more than make a physical impact in this game. On comes Jamil Boatswain. The Boatswain, this is a truly remarkable happenstance. Coming from Trinidad and Tobago. As far as he has. The Vargas, one big save. And it changed the momentum. Boatswain. Tejada. Into the stands, throw for Alajuelense. Boatswain. Off of Hernandez. Cosley had his arm on Seymour Johnson, and as he threw his leg up, threw Johnson down in the process. Scott on that restart. And quickly back the Honduran side, Olympia. Tipped to Gabas. Gabas heads it forward. Bounce down to Rojas. Hernandez flips the ball back the other way, having committed that foul. With this space here for Brian Lopez. Lopez towards the edge of the area. It's popped back and handled by Escobar. He went down right on the edge of the area and threw his arm up, looking for the call. Flipped outside by Rodas. There'll be another one in the offing for Olympia. All right to Vargas, who came off his line to collect it. Vargas the restart. What an evening in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Estadio Andino. 2-0 lead for the home team. They try and add to it. I know that second leg in Costa Rica is far from a guarantee. And over to Valle. Pressure coming from behind. Alajuelense, arms outstretched, looking for a foul. There's an injured player. Alex Lopez wanted to continue on. It's the captain down, Gabas. Aaron Mendez set to come on. Michael Chirinos will come off. The 22-year-old native of Tegucigalpa stepping off, having really created a number of good opportunities. Mendez in. Chirinos out. Up by Escobar, hoping to continue toward a clean sheet. Moving through the pressure. Lopez hangs it up the right side. Closely. Taken by Hernandez, driving inside now. Hernandez drives toward the end line. The shot is touched away by Vargas. And Hernandez losing his cool inside the box. Says it was untouched. Watch as he does it all himself. Tried to go to the near side post. Somehow went outside the frame. Right now, Olympia closer to a second, rather a third. Alajuelense is to a first. Lopez. Turning the corner, Luqueta. Won by Quijada. Garrido fouled for Olympia. Escobar receiving a bit of a discussion point from the referee, perhaps to speed things up. Debuted with the Honduran national team in 2002, off behind, well, Valladares. Initially was with Motagua and then on to Olympia, sitting behind them in both instances, the national team and with Olympia. Spinning around, Scott. Valladares has since retired in December, despite his contract running through the end of the Clausura season. So already we've seen Escobar take the mantle for Olympia. Chested forward. Good numbers now. Lopez looked for McDonald, couldn't get it to him. Arias deflected back. Rojas flipping to the ground. Hernandez to throw. Nodded out by Seymour Johnson, who came from Universidad de Costa Rica on a 2-year contract. Not enough good chances, not enough forward-facing touches for the Alajuelense attacking-minded players. McDonald has not had a good opportunity yet on frame. Last touch by Arias. Boltzwain, since coming on, has not really had much of an impact himself. Nessis spins and fires the ball out of play. Throw for Hernandez, a part-time starter each of the last 3 seasons. A starter at the Rio Olympics. As an under 23 player, 21 years of age, already playing first-team football for 5 years. Alex Lopez keeping the ball. Hernandez, Lopez. Possibly throw for Hernandez, 3 targets. Whipping around in front of him. Lopez tackled to the ground. Gabas concedes the corner to Olympia in the 68th minute. Haven't seen Mendez get a significant touch yet. Will his first be significant on this corner? Ripped down, fired out by Vargas. Numbers sprinting back for Olympia. Long ball, chested, Boltzwain brought it down. Boltzwain, the save, Escobar. And on the turn, still alive, ball in front and cleared. Complete chaos in front of the Olympia net. Escobar keeping the clean sheet. Boltzwain unable to score, and now back the other way. Down went Mendez. Alajuelense the other way. Arias switches the point. McDonald on it now. Alex Lopez to his left. He gets away. McDonald on the ground. Swept up by Escobar. Alexander Lopez steps it back for Hernandez. Those two have been instrumental tonight for Olympia. Header glanced. Thrown out by Vargas. 2-0 lead. Olympia up since the 3rd minute. Up 2 since the 25th. Alajuelense into the box. Brian Lopez. Not enough. After Rojas. Mendez. Alvarado. Berson Rodas. Snap down and Gabas pushing it ahead. Valle. McDonald tried the no look. Jamison Scott. Alajuelense coming up with better and better ideas in this second half. Will finally result in something. Ball lined. McDonald! It's a great save by Escobar. The follow-up coming from Lopez. Lays it off. Swung out of play by Arias. Escobar making a couple of magnificent saves in this second half. Brian Velasquez will come on. It's the 3rd and final substitute for Olympia. Absolutely fantastic. The Olympia goalkeeper. He doesn't seem to know it yet, Carlo Costly, but he is on his way off. Captain's armband handed off. One of the top 5 scorers in the history of the Honduran men's national team. And tonight, with the high stakes in this round of 16 matchup, Costly, absolutely tremendous. Gives way to Velasquez. 3rd minute goal. Pumping up this crowd time and time again. So Moya is on. Brian Velasquez, Moya, the 3rd and final change. Ball ricochets, belongs to Alajuelense. There he is, Moya. Got it to Rojas. Rojas turns, shoots, save Vargas. That clearance isn't good enough. Lopez gets it back again. And Alex Lopez chips over the top. Vargas sprinting, collected at his feet. Roger Rojas, quite nearly. What a spark plug Moya is off the bench. Making himself big. Vargas prevents what would have been a back-breaking goal in the 73rd minute. Alajuelense maybe looking to make another move themselves. They've only made one so far. They're the only 2 remaining available substitutes on their bench. Biked away from the attacking 3rd. Snap header down from Garrido. There's Moya. Through for Rojas, and there's Vargas. Rodas. Lopez. Throwing his arm up. Hernandez wants the service. He's got it now. Rodas. Lopez. Game of cat and mouse now. Olympia doesn't really need to do much more. This result as it stands would be a tremendous step forward. Long-range effort. This is the frame. Moya has come off the bench and had an instant impact. Gusagalpa and Honduras. Olympia, Alajuelense, La Liga down 2-0. Both teams coming off wins in league play on the weekend. Both at the start of their domestic seasons. Both get off on the right foot in this new competition, Scotiabank Concacaf League. Time to put all the cards on the table for Alajuelense. Giancarlo Aguero. Armband to Jamison Scott. Gabas comes off. Gabas, who came off an ACL tear and yet somehow had such a tremendous impact. His way to Aguero. Barantes comes on. There's your full complement of substitutes for both sides on the field now. Boltzwain, Barantes, and Aguero changes for Alajuelense in this match. And John Arias, player came off. Lopez, Brian Lopez works on Hernandez. For Meneses, and they commit the really needless foul in the end. Brian Lopez drew it. Got the ball away, and then Hernandez stepped through the back of his calf there. Here's Miguel Valle. Here to take the free kick. Many ways he could choose to approach this. Alajuelense in desperate need of positive momentum in this first leg. Valle sends the cross. Initial ball won by Palacios. Two players run into each other. Launched out of play. Barantes, first real effort in the match off the bench. Non-stop excitement from this crowd and to this crowd. Olympia has done well in their home leg. Caught in the stands. Surely that'll find its way back toward the field of play. Alajuelense a throw. Boltzwain. McDonald overran. Escobar. Olympia had hoped to make Alajuelense play outside their comfort zone, outside their style. Went with a traditional 4-4-2 tonight. And Olympia, in the very beginning, getting the more valuable attacking football. earning the result that they currently have. But late goals in first legs can sink or float dreams. Through ball. Mauricio Vargas slides over. Bit lame after making a rather impressive move. Now Mendez sweeping out the legs of his mark. Kicked away. Valle. Valle on it now. Boltzlane trotting forward. A bit static right now, Alajuelense on the offensive end. Transition. Olympia has been good here. Trying to finish now. Ball across, looking for Mendez. Just didn't get the finishing touch he really needed. McDonald chips the ball, and Boltzlane didn't get there before. Escobar. That pass, poor. Turned right over. Boltzlane. Volantes. Lopez. Brian Lopez toward the end line. Corner kick. Palacios last to touch it. Olympia did score their second goal on a set piece. It was the second header. Van Hernandez doubled the lead for the home side. Alajuelense cut that lead in half. The set piece goal of their own. Giancarlo Aguero skipping toward the 6-yard box, and it's caught. A basket catch. Long throw from Escobar. Picked up by Vargas. Now Vargas has made a couple of good saves in this game. Time will tell whether or not that proves to be beneficial for Alajuelense by the time these two-legged draws are complete. Home leg in Costa Rica on Thursday. 2 games a week apart. Bouncing ball corralled by Rojas. And a corner won by Roger Rojas. Rojas, who came back from Sonora in Mexico last year, just 1 goal in 11 appearances. Simply couldn't find the goal-scoring touch that he's had. Is there another one here for Olympia? Not if he can't put the ball in play. Throw to Alajuelense, 84th minute, 2-0 to Olympia. Rojas trying to take it away. Valle headed back. There's the volley. It's off frame for Brian Lopez. Bonus Escobar. Set to kick it away. Estadio Aria Sandino. Tegucigalpa. Honduras proud tonight. One of their seminal teams. Olympia away with a 2-0 advantage through 85 minutes in this 18th meeting between the two sides, with the 19th looming a week away. Brian Lopez shifts to the right. Meneses. McDonald trying to burst through, couldn't do it. McDonald has not been able to break through. Alajuelense without a couple of their key players. Cordero unavailable, Guevara unavailable, Kenner Gutierrez unavailable, Pemberton suspended. This is far from full strength. One must think when this series returns to Costa Rica next week, it will be full strength. And Olympia will do the same, looking to protect their 2-0 lead. Will it still be 2-0? Kicked away by Johnny Palacios. Roya tried to turn. He is through now. Lopez trying to turn the corner. Rojas. Play continues. Immediate point to play on. Rojas was losing his footing going in. There was contact with Meneses. Alajuelense getting the benefit of that foul and immediately conceding possession back to Olympia. Well, this is an inspired run right now. Lopez on the turn. Barrantes gets muscled toward the ground by Garrido. Rolling around on the ground. Garrido went up and really knocked him to the face. Looked very much inadvertent. Second look, and you know, perhaps the reason it was so inadvertent is because it didn't look like there was as much contact as we had initially seen. Well, Tegucigalpa tonight, the celebration has already begun. It's unclear whether or not that's a bit premature. Fireworks streaming up in the night sky in Honduras as Olympia nearing a big win over Alajuelense in the first two legs. Round of 16 matchup. There will be a corner. Palacios. It's short. And now the service to the opposite post. Jamison Scott did not arrive in time. Valle's effort. Alajuelense begin a 3-game homestand. Santos, another team that's in this tournament. Then Olympia on Thursday. Arellano in league play again following weekend. Their hopes of staying in this tournament at all will rest on that home game. Olympia has done their job at home and then some. 2-goal lead. Into stoppage time. And launched out of play. Smoke filling the pitch. 3 minutes of added time announced on the public address system. Streamers litter the exterior of the playing surface. Phones lighting up in the stands. Tonight may just be the perfect start for what Olympia hopes is a dream run through Scotiabank Concacaf League and perhaps into Scotiabank Concacaf Champions League in the spring. Search of a trophy in Concacaf. The way they played tonight, it would be hard not to argue that they are a team very much a favorite the rest of the way. Racing through the smoke. Service is handled. Goalkeeper able to see that easier than we ourselves can. Vargas is there. McDonald goes to ground. Picked up by Escobar. If it does end a clean sheet, it's well deserved for the man who started 10 World Cup qualifying matches for Honduras. Laid off. Another one for Mendez, not this time. Alajuelense trying to get forward late, make something out of nothing. McDonald got the header. Ripped back by Botswain. Mendez sends it up the field. Rojas trying to turn the corner on Johnson. There's something more for Olympia. One more moment of euphoria. Throw to Alajuelense. This will be their last chance, one would think. Take something from this opening leg. Nobody's showing for the ball. Finally, he does throw it in. There it is, full time. The home crowd roars in approval. The match of heavyweights in the round of 16. The first leg to Olympia. In Tegucigalpa tonight, Alajuelense falls 2-0. It's a fantastic finish for Olympia. Carlo Cosplay, the captain, scoring in the 3rd. Kevin Hernandez scoring in the 25th. Alajuelense will have to make those goals up at home next week in the 2nd leg. In the first leg of this round of 16 bout, it finishes Olympia 2, Alajuelense 0.